Welcome to the winter wonderland that is Wisconsin. I think we got about, 18 inches of snow in the last 24 to 36 hours. And perfect timing for me to find and bring home a nice heavy project like this. I've been looking for a bandsaw for about 2 years now. I'm thinking about building one like the Matthias Wendall or a couple of them on YouTube, some of the home-built ones. And never really liked the idea of a wooden frame on a big bandsaw. I was going to do it because time, budget, all of that, but and then I stumbled across this. Last year, the scrapyard had a 36-inch Tanowitz, so complete. I think it had a 7.5 horsepower 3-phase motor on it, and they wanted $300 for it, and I wanted it. I just couldn't line up anything for getting it home. It was 9 feet tall and 3,000 pounds, and just didn't work out, and ended up being gone before I could get back to it. But the other day I was out there after some scraps and came across this bad boy. It seems to be a 24-inch. It's a bit older than the Tanowitz was, but that doesn't bother me. And the price was right. A whopping $150. And I thought for that price that that's all I was getting. And then I go over and check her out. And we've got, sorry for the motion sickness here. Here's the motor that was on it. Weighs in at a nice tidy 140, 150 pounds. And there's the table that weighs in at about 90 pounds. And over here is probably the reason that it was scrapped, which is still a shame if you ask me. The upper wheel, it's all there, it just has 4 brakes. Kind of a poor design for balancing if you ask me. I'm assuming that's for balancing, or they were drilled out because it's not consistent through the whole thing, but I could be wrong, but if that's for balancing, it seems like a kind of silly way to do it is going to weaken that, you know. I mean, it takes that cross section right out of it, but you know, got to do what you got to do, you know. And so I'm going to see. I'm going to have to see about trying to weld that back together, which kind of gets sketchy. I know cast isn't the easiest thing to weld, and especially on something like this that's going to be spinning. It does pucker. It does have a little bit of pucker factor to it, but I think if it's done right, and then I put really good shrouds around these wheels to make sure that it's safe, because in the meantime, I don't know what other options I have on my limited resources, but you know, for $150, I couldn't pass it up. See if we can't get you sick again. So my thought on this for getting her out is I'm going to turn it around on the pallet and wiggle it, walk it back and forth to get this side towards the back so that I'm not risking damaging the lower pulley. And I've already got one of the bolts out of that smaller table up there. I want to get the other one out and take that table out of the way so that I'm not risking damaging that. And then I'll chain it around the bottom, take the weight off of the pallet, drive the truck out and get it down on the ground. And then from there I should be able to either walk it or dolly it in, or I've got a kind of heavy duty cart that I might be able to get it on, but I don't know if it'll clear the door. But that's my plan. We'll see how it works. And we might as well leave this going and just in case I end up dropping it on myself or something, we have video evidence that it was an accident and not suicide. Although once the wife finds out about it, it may well have qualified as suicide. We'll find out. Helps people to see. I'm not seeing any kind of a brand on it, a model or anything like that. The only thing I could make out was like N1 or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't matter to me in the long run anyway, because will, just stop looking at my ass. Catch you again, it's going to cost you $1. Pucker factor 5. I hope that ain't top heavy. Oh. Okay, I lied. That's pucker factor 10 there. Yeah, I don't know that this one's going to get posted or not. If it does, it's going to be labeled how not to unload heavy stuff. Whew. And she's on the ground. Yeah. Framing you. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's the exciting part, so stay tuned.